Hi, welcome everybody. If you're seeing me yet, I'm over here talking and making magic. So I've been in sacred space since 4 o'clock this morning. That's when I got up. The full moon actually let me sleep last night, which is rare, but I watched her every time I got up to go to the bathroom, tracked her through the sky, got up before she set, but I couldn't see her because she was behind something. But I did watch the sunrise. And then I have been since then in sacred space because this is a very special day. And the moon peaked, which is just the peak energy, but you're still going to feel it for a few more days very powerfully. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone, for being here. So copal is a beautiful Mayan tree resin, and it protects and clears the dark, the shadows, the disconnects, the fears within you and other people. It removes and it protects you from the dark. And it is one of my favorite essences to use with Black Star Jaguar, who came in this morning to a session I did this is Mother Jaguar. I'm a Jaguar medicine woman, very, very happy to be a shamaness in this tradition. And these seem to go together to me because she's always coming in to see in the dark as well. So she's the guide. And she is the loving mother energy as well, which we all need. So here we are now. We're connected, I think. Hello, Cheryl and Sylvia, and hi, Lisa. Woot woot. Wonderful. So please say hi and then share some kind of a full moon blessing or wisdom. Let's share our beauty. Let's share our wisdom. What's a soul lineage that you have that you love connecting to, that you feel drawn to? Is it ancient Egypt, or is it the Incas in Peru, or the Eskimos, or what is there a particular lineage or wisdom school? Do you really feel drawn to ancient Greece in the Hellenistic period? Do you remember being an oracle at Delphi, or do you just love being in the forest, talking to the trees, being surrounded by the woods or in the mountains? And there's soul lineages, soul families that we came. And what's become more obvious now is that is really part of our biggest work, is to reconnect to those and remember the wisdom that we're here to begin to live and to distribute. I want to say disseminate, but honestly don't know if that's a correct word. So why that was coming through me, I'm not sure. Thank you. Yes, we would love that. So Artemis is over here. Artemis is a Greek goddess. And interestingly enough, she's commonly known now as the young, fit, athletic, running in the woods, connected to nature, talking to animals. That idea of the deep nature youth aspect of Gaia, of Earth Mother. And yet originally she started out as the ancient mother goddess with many breasts. So she is the abundance goddess. And she's usually here. You want to come? Oh, please join us. Thank you so much. I created a stone circle like Stonehenge here with my crystals. And we have, let's put up our Ankh. So we have Isis and Kuan Yin. And here's Venus. And I want to introduce you to everyone on the altar because I make altars all over the house. I change them depending on the topic of the time, like the full moon. This one, I've got it balanced here, is one that I created, and it keeps evolving. And it turned into a stone circle. Hopefully you can still hear me. There we go. I gotta move this candle. And the stone circles are really calling me. I'm planning my retreat and filling my retreat right now in Avalon or Glastonbury. There we go. We've got our Celtic triquetra there. And so I've been learning the sacred geometry, the history of the stones, the true history, the mysteries, the sacred energies, and we're going to be learning a lot of divination, dowsing tools, and communicating with the land and the spirits, and building our wands, and really being connected to the many, many layers of the history. So the stone circle sort of manifested out of that because of the energies of being in circle, which is what we do here. And of course, we have all of our sacred friends. So please call in your sacred friends because we are in a sacred place. Earlier today, and then I uncreated after a session with someone, 1010. And then I recreate a new one for this, a new infinity healing chamber. So this is a full moon temple, and we're going to have some magic and fun. First, we're just going to discuss the energies. So you can come back in. Hi, Sarah. And really connect to the other energies. Take them out of your head. It's good to take in what is. So this is technically a spiritual weather report, which is what? The point being that we are here to, there we go. We are here as not independent from all the energies around us. So just like the oceans are affected by the moons, the tides, the energies in the waters inside the earth have a different cycle. I learned today from an expert, dowser. I'm going to have her on my show next week. I did a healing for her. As you might know, I was going to have her on my show the other day. She had to cancel. And so I just did that healing for her this morning. And I'm learning so much through her and all the other things that I'm tuning into there about the deeper ground waters behave differently. They have a different cycle. They don't operate like the surface waters with the moon. So if you imagine that maybe on the surface you react to the moon tides, but then on the inner waters, your blood and your cerebral spinal fluid, right? And your lymph and your all the things your glands produce, all your digestive enzymes and whatever else, right? Fluids. There's a lot of fluids. There's a lot of water. Okay, we know we're made up mostly of water. So we are resonating with all these energies, whether we believe it or understand it or not. And I found that it's incredibly powerful to keep track in a very easy way, not like you have to know all the math and science and the technical terms of astrology and everything else. I bring in that energy and then I feel into it and I channel for you after receiving more of the like, oh, this is happening. Okay, this is what we're doing. The full moon is Sagittarius full moon. Sagittarius is a fire sign. It's my sun sign, and it's fun fire. It's like a flash fires. It's about freedom and fun and happiness and partying. It's also philosophical. It's also very, very, very spiritual, and likes the deeper, more sacred things. And it likes everything to be fun. So there's that energy to the moon. However, it also has Gemini, which is the opposite sign. And Gemini is an air sign. An air sign is about mental. It's not, I'm fire, air. Air and fire work together. Air feeds fire, right? Whoosh. And fire breathes and eats air, as we all do. It's like the breath of life. However, when you get caught up in the mental mind, and the Sagittarius part of you wants to go and do something super fun, and then the mental part of you starts to think too much and say, well, I don't know, and maybe we should talk more and things like that. So there's a conflict energy. You're going to need to understand the paradox, and you're a master. You were a priestess, you were a goddess, you were a seer or a healer, an oracle. I don't know what you were. Medicine woman, wise woman, elder, tribe holder, teacher for your village or your tribe or your culture. There's so much wisdom in you, and we came for that wisdom, and that's what's waking up. So all the work we've been doing is fantastic. The past life work is really a multidimensional reality of your soul, and that all of your lives exist at this moment. Therefore, you have born, succeeded, failed, died, been killed, been tortured, killed others, tortured others, so on, 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 so on. Okay. And then it becomes this weave, right? And it's more like a tangle than a weave, like a Celtic weave, or a beautiful sacred geometrical weave where there's wisdom and there's math and science and movement and magic within that structure, within that geometry. Well, here's one. This is from my light body school. And, you can see the sacred geometry. And here we got all kinds of different things going on, and the energies and the frequencies. And this is a healing energy that you learn to manifest and then work with. Send to people through them. You could send it through their blood. You can put it around them, around their house. You can do all kinds of things with it. And that structure is a wisdom within you. You don't everybody knows something different. We were all teachers or apprentices. We were all experts or novices and everything in between. So you could tap into any life, you could tap into any time, you could tap into any lineage, whether you can consciously remember it or not. You don't have to go through a catalog. This is our old mind conditioning, right? We got to get out of that and into the spiral. The spiral flow is the true rhythm of life. We are never the same, even when you feel stuck, even when you repeat a pattern, even when you feel stuck by, an eating habit or a relationship that you can't seem to shift or get out of, or you keep, dating or meeting or hiring the same person. All the different aspects of the shedding that we're going through right now, right? So we are experiencing very intense ascension symptoms, and it's important that you remember that, okay? Now, I want you to be sure that you check out the Avalon retreat, okay? There's a limited number of spots, and I usually try not to do that. And it's becoming more magical every day. Oh my gosh, the deeper energies that are talking to me. Also, remember to subscribe and hit notifications here, because I've had to change some shows recently, like the one with Maria the other day, like the one with Morgan Le Fay, which I brought in to replace Maria and then realized I couldn't do. So this is doing your life differently. This is part of what we're all doing, is doing life differently. We are shedding the old way and we no longer want it. And it can feel like a burden. It could feel like a bruising. It could feel like exhaustion. It could feel like headaches. It could feel like dizziness. It could feel like being disoriented and kind of being out of your body. You could have all kinds, sometimes headaches, because your brain literally is growing and your pineal gland is starting to glow. And there's like, maybe your spine feels twisted or something happens. So I see it in all my clients and students, what's happening for them. And then what's so beautiful is everything is an opportunity. So you move through that as if it's a birth or a rebirth, or you're going through some part of the cycle of life. All right. Reconnect to the cycle of life by deciding to consciously give permission to your higher self as aligned to what is optimal for you at this time. Right. Then you would love to connect with a soul lineage, with a soul family. We are all sorely seeking a soul family. And when you come into my classes, we become a soul family. We become very close. We have our groups and we chat and we share. And we're seeing each other transform in the mastermind. We're seeing each other go through the deepest, darkest nights of the soul. And then we're seeing you come out and be reborn and conquered, and then go up and go down and go in and go out. But this is a reweaving right now. So we do have the full moon energies regardless, right? It is illuminating. It is shining a path. It is the harvest. It is everything that you've seeded in the past 30 days ago or at any other new moon cycle. So again, remember the energies, the energy of the moon, which is reflecting the sun, and the earth that you live on, and what is pulling in your body and what is speaking to you, and what stones you feel called to, right? I've got them everywhere all the time. Carrying them, wearing them, making sure I'm never without my obsidian. And these are conscious beings. These are like having friends, okay? So you have lives that have powers, wisdom, knowledge, and have been to schools, and every form that could be an enormous asset to you right now. And we're going to dive into the full moon energies, and then we're going to go and have a party. And I'm going to see what wants to come through, because as a channel, it's just more fun for me to just go blah, blah, blah. I just sit and let it pour through me. Yet I want you to have some of the energies so that you get, sometimes it's good. You don't need to worry about a lot of it, but there is a key number. So I want you to write down the number 29 degrees. Thank you, sweetheart. And 29 degrees times 3, x3. All right, this is a critical degree. I'm going to have a sip here. Thank you very much. To to feel into the energy. So we have this great new moon, full moon energy, and we have this great Sagittarius energy. And then we have a little bit of a paradox here with the Gemini, just maybe indecision, right? Like, how is that energy showing up for you? These are energies, these are archetypes. They react with you or me differently. So my ear is going through a whole weird thing right now. My ears have been doing really strange things since I got very ill a few months ago and kept having very bad ear infections. They're sensitive, they get ringing. And this morning or last night, I heard this very high-pitched thing. So this is another light body symptom or ascension sickness type of thing, where I am going to go have them checked again because I don't want this to be permanent. And yet I also respect that this is communication. Okay. So we're going to be talking about divination this summer in the summer camp. Check the shop for that. It's on awesome sale right now. And you have the opportunity to learn. The first thing we have to do is undo the vows, okay? We have to undo the vows and the fears around becoming these soul lineages of you being a wisdom keeper or a wizard or a magician or a sorceress or a priestess or a seer or an oracle or a healer or a medicine woman or a wise person or a gardener or whatever, like a person who lives in harmony and has direct access to nature essences, to the sacred earth magic that's within us and within earth, and all these energies above, below, and within it. That includes the moon, the sun, and the air and everything. It's part of the biosphere of light and energy that we live in. We are a part of, our body is a part of. And I saw today in a session where places that you've been, that you connected to at a light body level, you brought some key codes, you received some energies, you shifted. If you go to sacred places, happens all the time. If you travel a lot, and if you go to retreats like where I take you, and we literally activate those energies and communicate with them. So they're in you. Like if you pick up a little virus or a little bug in the jungle and it just lives within you your whole life, it doesn't make you sick. It's just riding around. You don't even know it's there. And so there's a connection to these places that's coming alive, and there's a glow, a new glow to us, and we're releasing the old, we're shedding, so that we can become a stronger, it's not bigger, it's more limitless and resilient, but it's flexible. Okay, there's this essence of us being like this right now, still defined by. And so we have to end the vows. Okay, we have to consciously complete the contracts, the soul contracts. I see them as karmic knots, or they show up in the light body or in the chakras or in the mind energetically as different things. And we travel dimensions. We do shamanic journeying. This is the work I do. Trained as a shaman and many, many other things. And we have the ability to move through time and space, and that's natural. And so we've made vows, we've made agreements that we, whether we're conscious of it or not, even at an energetic level, if you're just like, I know there's something going on, but what's going on? Why do I just feel so much resistance? I want to keep doing this thing. I want to keep putting myself out there. I want to be seen. And yet, or I am putting myself out there, but now there's these bigger opportunities coming. And so I'm exhausted and I'm coming up with all this physical resistance or this mental resistance, or I'm overdoing it, or whatever the pattern is. Everybody's pattern is different. And what happens is, as you up level, as you upgrade, we're all doing that very fast now. And the dragon year, whoo, 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 whoo. Whether you really relate to the dragon energy or not, it's just constant poo, bigger, and building what you want. Well, you don't have to know what you want. You need to communicate with that divine part of you and keep shedding. Just shed. Be like, okay, yeah, I you know what? need to work differently. I need to be a different person when I work. I need to take more breaks. I need to realize I need my earth magic first. I can't function if I don't go out, ideally, in the morning before sunrise, and I walk on the beach and I watch the sunrise and I see the flamingos or whatever happens to fly over. The mystical magic in the energy is very different than the noonday sun. I love all of them. They're giving me different kinds of gold ray energy. This is a form of divination. It's communication. And you've made vows, and there are still countries in the world that have laws against divination. And I don't know the Bible. However, I recently learned that there's a couple sentences in there that literally say you may not do any form of divination or receive direct guidance from source. And every time you built a tower too high and you were starting to open your crown chakra and connect, bam, right? Cut down. You cannot do that. That is not being done by source. That is not being done by the divine in any way. That is humanity. That is man meaning man, woman, whatever. That is the culture. Okay, it is the culture. Who the fuck cares? Don't even stop wasting your energy on who to blame. Just go, oh, okay, that's going on. Okay, good. Because you're being called to remember these other lives, to access these other powers in a whole new way, because you're a different person. Now, when you get to go somewhere, you can start to say, well, who am I? And how am I living my life differently? So if I go out on the beach and I get that in the morning and I get that physical and I'm barefoot. So I'm getting all those energies from the earth, and I'm barefoot almost all the time in my house and on the ground. So between concrete and sand and ocean water, I'm getting all kinds of earth magic healing constantly. And I need it to function, to feel focused and aligned. I need to nurture myself with that. Ideally, then I go swimming in the ocean. A lot of the year, that's not possible. So certain times of the year, I have other options that I do. And that outdoor time then needs to come in with some dancing or some yoga or some other things. But those are not on an agenda. Those are woven into the day as the day flows, because, oh yes, I like this in the morning. I do. And if I don't, I'll do it later as best as I can. But I don't find that I do. So what's nurturing you and what will fill you up if you were healing from surgery, if you were given a doctor's permission to take time out of your life right now, this moon is at a critical degree. So the moon itself is not. However, we have 3 planets that are very involved in the energies, and they're all at 29 degrees. In astrology, it's 0 through 30. So 0 is a critical degree and 29 is a critical degree. 0 is the beginning of something and 29 is the ending of something. And it's amplified. It means more intense energies. It's like you've just come to the harvest, you come to the big initiation, the big party of the full moon. And the energies of the critical 29 degrees is pushing you forward, like, here's your big presentation, here's your big initiation. This is what everything you've been working towards is now. So you might have that feeling like whatever you're doing right now needs your focus, and you're overindulging in doing too much or working too hard. Okay. Or you're overindulging in your comfort zone and really resistant to do that. Okay. And like, oh God, I've got to do it. I have to do it. This is a critical degree. It needs to happen. Something needs to be completed. Something, and there's pressure. There's the pressure to perform, the pressure. And then whatever that triggers for you, the full moon is here to shine a light on it. So don't get upset if you feel those inner feels. If you recognize some of the old patterns, be happy. That's part of the energy, the medicine of the elementals, of the sacred earth magic energy that is coming up right now, that's illuminated in this moment. So a lot of the things, the astroarchaeologists, I think they're called, that the new archaeologists that are studying some of the pyramids and the stone circles and things, that are looking past their stupid minds going, oh, people pushed a big rock and they were superstitious, so they did this. It's just complete idiocy. is that the ancients understood the earth currents and the earth energies. They understood the currents and the ley lines and the spirals and the waters and the structure and the frequency and the power spots and the vortexes and everything else, whatever you want to call it. They understood the elements, and not just as, oh, pretty waterfall, but the energy or the ions that the waterfall was putting out. What was feeding you, making you feel better, what wasn't. What stones had what elements in them that spoke to them, that they understood this has this healing quality, or we can communicate and make it lighter, and then the stone lightens itself up and floats over and it gets in place. This is not weird in my world, because it makes way more sense than the ideas that we came up with in the past about how do we physically, Newtonian physics wise, move giant stones, align them with precision to sacred geometry, and understand the stars and the alignments and be able to predict all this stuff, and think that they're stupid at the same time, which is what we were all taught. Now we're moving so fast through shedding the layers of all the nonsense that we were taught. And when you realize that you have within you vows, agreements, soul contracts in families and lineages, both sacred lineages, like being a wisdom keeper or a priestess in the sanctuary of Athena, where I was in Delphi, several lives, at least 2 that I know of, and a couple other places in ancient Egypt. There were sanctuaries to Athena, a lot of places. And, or whatever it is, that may be the medicine that you need right now, maybe for your healing, maybe for your relationship, maybe to strengthen your resilience, maybe to open you up, maybe to give you the freedom and the courage to step out of your comfort zone, which is a bit of a challenge right now, because one of the critical degrees is in Taurus, which is being amplified by Jupiter and Venus. So Jupiter and Venus are 29 degrees, and they are expansion of your wishes, of your wants, of your, being self-care, but then expanding it to crazy levels mixed with Taurus, which is all about material pleasure. Like, I just want to lay on the couch and, and eat bonbons and whatever makes you feel pleasure. All right. So you're going to have that indulgent energy. You want to embrace it, to enjoy it, to find something that's going to serve you and lift you up. And yet you also want to be aware that at a critical degree, the intensity of these different things can really knock you off balance. Instead, you want to go do the things with the earth energies, call on your soul family, call on your soul lineages that are optimal for you at this time, that could help you to shed what is releasing, to receive the illumination and the other magical energies possible. And whereas critical degrees and eclipses and these different energies and portals we go through can be very intense energies, they are huge opportunities. They're portals, they're doors, they're quantum leaps. You don't know where you're going to land. You don't know where or how. And we're all different because we're all different, living a different reality. However, you're shedding who you were. So I encourage you to do the same thing as my client this morning and other clients are doing, is change how you think of yourself, how you take care of yourself, how you feed yourself, mind, body, soul, everything. All right. Change what you think you have to do and start to think about what you would like it to be like. Meet yourself, the part of you that's already doing that. It's time for you to step off the path of duty and sacrifice and obligation and torture and fear and blah, bitty, blue, bitty, blue. We all have that. We've all carried it in for a reason. We are all completing it. So to me, this triple critical degree, these 3 planets are all coming together in a very interesting way to intensify our emotions and our intuition. That is Neptune. Okay. And no boundaries, dissolve those boundaries. What's a critical degree? I'm melting. That's metamorphosis. Let the old go and then come forward, because this is to strengthen you to be stronger, to step into your truth. And that means you can connect to other lives at a higher level. You can download healing energies you need. You can free yourself on many places to begin to move forward, to draw the wisdom from every life and then bring it together and weave a whole new reality, not just here, but in all the other lives that you have. So how cool is that, that you have the ability to transform not only your current timeline, your current perception of reality, your perception of yourself. Then that changes who shows up in your life and how they treat you and how they see you and what you see and what opportunities you're willing to step into. But right now, the comfort zone is going to be drawing you, and you want to make sure that you go into that indulgence, but choose before. Where would I like to indulge myself more? Maybe more nature, maybe more time to myself, maybe more time with spirit, maybe less TV, less phone, okay? Maybe turning the phone off a certain number of hours of the day, okay? Less, there's deadlines, and I get it, believe me. And I've been working towards one myself. And so there's a sense to focus, to intently into the moment and complete something. So that's okay. That's been an indulgence I've had, and my session this morning was overdoing it, but it was way bigger than that. All the spiritual and physical symptoms came as a result of that being a releasing, not just from the physical, etheric, auric, and other fields, but from the physical body, things that have been picked up along the way that need to go to a new level. So if you took a medicine and it started out very weak, and then it started to build up in your system, and after 3 days of taking that medicine, it's now filled, it's going circulating in your body, and it is getting to everything, and you're starting to feel different, whatever the result of that herb or thing you're taking is. And then there's a cycle, right? It goes through different relationships. This is what's happening right now for you too, is you're having different relationships with the process, and it's time for you to relate to yourself. How am I thinking of myself? How am I showing up? Am I rushing? Is that what I want to do? If there's something you've been struggling with for a long time, indulge yourself in it. Just go all the way into it, and then come out of it and say, where is the place I'm willing to step out of my comfort zone and start to be a conscious, co-creative weaver? All right. So we have Jupiter and Neptune and Venus are all at 29 degrees, and Neptune is in Pisces. So you've got a very, I think it's Neptune's in Pisces. Let me make sure that I'm right about that, because it's really like, wow. And yeah, it is. So if you know anything, Neptune, right, is the god of the sea. And so it is that ocean water energy. And it is the king, though, the queen, the royal energy. However, it's the energy of very deeply intuitive, right? But deeply emotional. And so water is my favorite element to work with magic, because you can go in so many directions. There's this deep waters and cave waters and inner waters and rain waters and mist and, the elementals of water and the spirits and sprites and mermaids. And it's just filled with amazing things. So that's something we're going to be offering either the end of this year or next year, is some water magic classes, especially with the Celtic water magic, but all kinds of other things that are really quite beautiful. And they integrate into our lives. This is what earth magic is, what I call sacredness, walking a sacred path. So with the Neptune energy being in Pisces, it's also a very similar energy. It's very intuitive. It's water energy. It's very flowing energy. There's not a lot of boundaries here. There's not a lot of understanding where not to overindulge, right? Or where to create space. So that could be expanded by Jupiter and Venus and Taurus, and you could have a whole craving going on for a lot of pleasure. So I want you to think about indulging yourself in it, and then think, how are the many ways I could do that? And pick one that would satisfy many aspects of you. Well, that would satisfy my time alone, my honoring my, body, giving myself a break from, pressure, and like pick a few things that pleasure will honor for you, right? So let me just check and see how you guys are. Hi, Josie. You're a Cancer and very sensitive to the moon. You are. My ex-husband is Cancer. I know Cancer very, very, very well. And it is a tidal wave of emotions that come. and consume you. Also, you like to stay home. You like to be in your beautiful home. You like to make it really beautiful. And if you're enticed outside of your home, you dance down the beach. You have a lot of fun. You have a lot of fun. But it's that getting you out of your home. So you're going to feel a lot of that energy right now, even stronger, Sylvia. Lisa says, any chance your ear thing is a new guide you don't know yet? Who knows what it is, Lisa? I know it's communication. I know that all of my hearing has been an issue my whole life. I used to have tubes in my ears and all kinds of stuff. And then even in my adult life now, I'm almost in constantly treating it homeopathically, radionically, and now for many months. But it's completely different than it's ever been. I've never had this level of hearing or sensitivity in this ear ever. I didn't even know that, I don't know, I didn't know it was possible, and yet it's strange. So yeah, it's a frequency upshift. We can't see certain energies with our physical eyes, but our eyes are just receivers, right? They're just taking light and information and thought and all that in, and those frequencies are decoded in the brain, and then they're run through what's your frontline belief system. And then if you're practiced at some kind of energy work, or if wisdom work or shamanic work or whatever you're called to, and you integrate more and you communicate more, you do divination. Maybe you pull an oracle card, right? Maybe you watch the sunset. Maybe you read the signs of the eagles flying over, or a giant butterfly came out today about this big, a big brown one, and then my cat started chasing it. That's why I had to be like, no, we don't bother the beautiful butterfly. So to me, that was a sign. Everything is speaking to me. There are signs of destiny, or signs of guidance, or signs of healing. And they could be just a sign that brings you delight and lifts your thing. Could be the answer that starts triggering you to think about something. There's so many ways that we're communicating with the divine. So the up levels and the things we're having when you feel a little bit of sickness here, or you feel you're getting some. I saw something interesting today. I've been doing this almost 38 years now, and I get to see all these students and clients through the years, and the different ways that their energy bodies are manifesting things or communicating to them through me or to me. And I'm going into other lives all the time. I don't go in and say I want to do it. I go in and let them take us whatever we need to see. And phenomenal things are happening now. The connection, the healing, the sharing of information, frequency, soul families, all of that. And I'm getting lost. So I was like, the idea of us being offered a critical degree is very powerful. So I want you to see it like a massive opportunity. Don't miss this opportunity, even if it's a little rough. The patch is a little bit rough. Oh yeah, the ear thing. So yeah, it's definitely communication. I believe everything is. And that's why the summer camp is going to be divination summer camp. And the first thing we're going to do, and I got to write that down, is do a process to complete the vows. And known or unknown, we don't need to know about them. But oh gosh, a long time ago. So let me see. I was living in Austin. That would be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years ago or something. I maybe more. I did something, and on my podcast, there was no video back then. I did something on my podcast. I think it was an audio podcast, and we talked about. Oh yes, I had a class about because I started out as a mindset coach and mixing that with the spiritual things, and the vows. It was all about beliefs and rewiring your mind to shift the beliefs, right? We all know this stuff by now. It was kind of new back then, but away from the old beliefs that are limiting you, because they're literally telling you what you can see, what you can perceive, and what you can't, and what's safe for you to see and remember. And what's happening now is we're waking up to our psychic powers. We're waking up to hearing and seeing, feeling drawn to this, wanting to meditate every day, even if your family doesn't agree with it, or your parents would be mad at you, or your job would shun you, or tell you to get out if they found out that, you meditated or did yoga or something even more woo-woo, and this is just the truth. And there's places that have laws against this still. And so there's spiritual, and there's been torture and killing and such fear ingrained in the entire population of the planet over accepting what I call your divine feminine gifts, the intuitive gifts, the ability to see and sense in the subtle realms, whether you perceive it as a stone or a past life or your mother who's passed on communicating to you, or a tree or a grove, or you understand how to grow things or how to work with essences, or you receive messages for people, and whatever it is. So this is waking up. Everybody's going to have it, and it's pushing these fears to the surface. So we're definitely going to have this vow removal. So I went on and I talked about that because when I design a class, I channel it, and then I go through and I pendulum. That's my favorite divination tool. I put everything aside after I've channeled and thought of it and gathered information and followed the signs and read all the stuff and written down all the possibilities. And then I get my pendulum out and I take myself out of the equation and just say what's optimal. And it tells me the time, the price, the this, the that, whatever to do. And then when you go in to create that, you start to hear or sense in new ways because you're stepping into it. So I got that I was supposed to do an extra class. I had listed out, okay, we're going to do all these classes around changing beliefs in all these areas. And there's this one more, and I don't know what it is. So it came through during this podcast, like things do here. And it was about removing the vows and the agreements in ancient lives or other lives, past lives. They live in your cells. They live in your chakras. They live in your mind. They live in all kinds of parts of you. They may be cutting you off from wisdom that you have that you will not remember because of your fear of having been, killed or outcast or burned or beheaded or ridiculed or, shunned or whatever, or embarrassed or humiliated or devastated, ruined, financially or whatever. So there's many, 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 many lives, and everybody's had some of those where your sacred powers, what I call your soul lineage powers, really did draw attention that was unfavorable, that cut off your purpose and your mission, that you tortured you or took away something precious to you. Maybe they hurt your family, shunned you from your society, and all other forms of things that could happen. So on top of the physical threats, the fear, then they can brainwash the world to turn each other in. She's a witch, you're bad. Don't you dare do that meditation. I'll kick you out of the house if you do this. I'm not giving you money for your spiritual path. You have all these obligations. You have to put them first. So you can see at the root of all of it are these vows and these fears, and they live in these places. So I've been working with them for a very long time and seeing them in other people come up to be cleared. But now we're accelerated. The planet is releasing it. The stones, the earth, the water, the trees, everything is releasing, okay, out. This cannot be a part of our frequency anymore if we're going to truly manifest a world of love and peace. And it's not like you go around and just do everything for everyone else. That's not what that means. It means that you are honoring and loving and respecting who you are, and you're willing to shed those old limits. So you have secret societies, and you have schools that are called mystery schools because you were sworn to keep the mysteries. You were never allowed to tell it, and you have many of those. You have family secrets and lineages that were, don't you dare tell anybody our secret or where our treasure is or our powers or whatever. Okay. So we have to clear that in order for you to step into divination. And believe it or not, what does divination mean? Seek the truth. So you literally we have been forbidden to seek the truth. Forbidden to seek our divine truth, forbidden to see or receive the messages that are coming to us 24/7 from the earth, from the sky, from every form in our dreams, These are all forms of divination, oracle cards and runes and, all these other fun things that we do, but it's everything. Okay. If you say, I'm suddenly interested in divination, and you start searching the internet, what may come across you? Not everything. Please don't go crazy. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Oh, that's interesting. Because the standard definition of divination is something like pseudo-scientific, supposed, so couched in words that can't just say it's communicating with the divine essence of life force in all things. It says, pseudo, maybe, might not, they think they're doing weird this, that, occult, that. It's so friggin' burdened in bullshit negativity that, again, makes you afraid. So all of it is designed to keep you from your power, from the divine information and guidance that is with you every day. So the messengers, the medicine, and the messages that are constantly here with us. Okay, good. So let's go see what our party is going to be about. I may have to run over here. Oh, yeah. So thank you. I wonder if I feel something similar if I just don't speak their language yet. Yeah, Lisa, that's the other thing too, is it's an upgrade of frequency, right? So if you do a lot of chanting, it's a very powerful accelerator. It will accelerate your spiritual growth massively. And that's like words, whatever. Do it with a partner, a person sitting next to you, and you start to harmonize. You start to hear different frequencies, maybe like it sounds like those choirs of angels sometimes words, sometimes whispering. And yes, there's many, 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 many things communicated. You don't want to connect all of them. So make sure that you say, whatever. But yeah, there's all kinds of information. It could be just, I acknowledge it. Like right now, it's just gone to a whole new level of weird. So there's something definitely going on. And I just go, okay, thank you. And stay in touch with all of your realities, right? Current illness feels like a cellular upgrade been morphing last year. Absolutely. Exactly. This is a alchemizing experience, and we're peaking right now, harvesting it all in the full moon at a critical degree, going through our critical initiation into the next level. Josie says, I've been having ringing in my ear, and I was a few weeks ago in my ear, a bit in your left ear, and ringing in the right. I was doing the cosmic cleanse this morning, and it was very loud. Interesting. Yeah, I've been cosmic cleansing and doing all of that too. I've been creating and writing and very focused and designing a whole new launch and had a deadline and just a lot of stuff happening. And that focus has been magic, but it's been plowing. It's like plowing into so much resistance, and knowing that these energies are happening. Like you just want to be in your comfort zone. And then I have to but you have to now, you have to. And the comfort zone's been fun because it's like receiving and dreaming and channeling and being directed to different videos and information and books and people. And it's just literally exponentially very dragon energy for me right now. Opening, or Jupiter energy, expanding. Connections and possibilities and all kinds of things. But I was told for 6-8 months more now that I have to do things in a different way, that the change is coming and it's be a different person. And so every level, every doorway we've been through recently is that. So the cosmic cleanse is great because it's an energy cleanse that we talk about. The violet flame cleanse is similar. It's in the shop if you're interested in that. It's very affordable little meditation thing. But the violet flame, to cleanse with energies that are ascended masters, elements, original rays, very intelligent. The other thing is sit with it, talk to it, just be sure you accept it. And when you see it trigger any of the emotions, as you know, right, just be like, okay, I'm going to accept it. The turtles have been soothing my spirit with 3 babies. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen a turtle nest yet on my beach right here, but down the beach where I walk, there's people who have a huge beachfront, just all really kind of organic, and they have a huge sign saying nesting area for turtles, please respect it. And I've seen at least 5 or 6 nests there. They tag them with big signs so people we'll leave them alone. So I watch my neighbor doesn't come ever, and so I watch his beach in case somebody lays it there, because the water could come, and then there's people who come and can move the nest up to higher land. So it is turtle time, and I love turtles. Oh my gosh. Hi, Brittany. Hi, Luna Marie. Oh, wow. Hi, Luna Marie. It has been a long time. Wow. Well, how perfect. We have Luna Marie here for the lunar moon. Okay, so I want to get into channeling whatever these energies are. I'm being told to share this with you, though, so we can just check and see if there's any, wow, that's weird, any energies in my ear, any energies that I put on the slides, which we don't need to read, just to make sure we've got it all. Please, if you go to this page and there's a place somewhere, I think, to click a 30-minute session with me to talk about anything that I do and how it could serve you. However, and I just started doing soul lineages sessions, and wow, they're blowing my mind. So we'll come out with something with that. But if you want to talk about this, because this is really becoming one of the most magical quests. It's like Greece last year, but on steroids, like at a whole new level of accelerating me in my connection to my truth and my acceptance of my lineages, of speaking all of my languages instead of being worried about not saying certain words. I went through don't say hypnosis, and don't say goddess, and don't say witch, and don't say Wiccan, and don't say pagan, and just don't say all magic and all this stuff. And that's what we're here to break now. We're here to really boldly break that, because those bonds are there. Those demands, those agreements, those threats that we've had and we carry in ourselves in this life and many, 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 many others. So full moon, dragon magic. Why is it dragon magic? Ha ha ha. Because the dragons, of course, are here right now. So let's see, divining the truth of your power, harmonizing you with your intuitive skills that are ready to die to the limits that you put on them, expand past your boundaries of comfort, Neptune and Pluto. More good luck from our wishes, the Sun and Venus aligning. We talked about all this. So, and we talked about the critical degree. So here's just a little bit of the data behind that. And you can feel like everything is culminating. So like we talked about, this is like the big exam, the big completion, the big show. This is how you're feeling. And yet there's that sense that you want to just indulge yourself deeply in your pleasure. So if you're lucky like I am, and you do what you love for your sacred work and your regular 3D work, then indulge yourself in that, like I am right now, really working very hard, very focused, very with spirit, which is way, way harder than just sitting down with my big ego brain and saying, I'm going to do this, boom. I can't do that. I have to spend all this time receiving information and making charts and talking to the energies and then saying, well, which one? And then taking those. And it's just such an interesting world. So this is going to be magical. And twins, of course, I love my twins. So the energy of the cosmos illuminates two sides, because Gemini is a twin. So Gemini and Sag, like we talked about, are polarities. And the other thing is that Gemini is more the lower mind and Sag is the higher mind. It's that philosopher, right? But Sagittarius is very good at persuading people. Come on, let's go have fun. Come on, let's go out. Oh, you do your chores later, man. Let's go enjoy the moment. Let's receive the magic. Let's play. Let's activate. So that's me. That's my fairy goddess mother life. And Gemini is more of that, oh, well, I want to be comfortable. And Sag is like, let's be free, let's play, and let's go find the meaning of life. And so you're in that. It's very good natured. One of my very best friends is Gemini. But it's communication, right? So maybe there's a part of you that's resisting communicating, hasn't spoken up. You're not communicating honestly with yourself. Bring some of the Sag energy into that. And the unserving forms of communication may be opening to your new frequencies that are coming into your senses. So we're going to do this tomorrow, I think. And then Maria is going to come next Tuesday. So exactly a week after. We were first going to talk to her, and she's going to blow your mind. And we are planning all kinds of amazing things to do together to share with you. And I loved her phrase. She says, we are, priestesses as through time and space and our passion in this life. And there's just all this stuff coming together. And it's like, we are going to rock it like nobody has ever rocked it at these sacred sites. Like none of these normal guides or anything else. And us girls are going to do that. So I'm like, yeah, baby. Yeah, we are. So, okay. So let me see. What is a beautiful energy for us on the moon? Let's see, I want to find a pretty energy here, and I'm going to go grab I'm too bad she covered up her beautiful wand. I love her wand in this one. So thank you to Chris for that. Oh yeah, let's look at the dragon moon. Okay, good. So we'll look at this, and I'm out of liquids and I cannot keep talking. I've been on talking internally too. And for hours now. So let me get that as you just tune into this. So know that you're already in the magical temple and have already burned the copal as you entered. So if you came in later, welcome to our sacred space. Now, it is the full moon, all the energies we just talked about. So go ahead and breathe in and come into the space, and then breathe in and expand into the space and start to invite in those full moon energies, all of the energies that are optimal to support you in this amazing opportunity of a full moon at critical degrees, and call in the dragon energies as well. And I'll be right back to take us to the next stage. Okay, so we have some Fey realms are coming in, and they are very tall Celtic fairy type people. This is my lineage. And we have more energies from what we call the invisible realms, the hidden realms, the subtle realms coming in as well. So I'm going to integrate into our space and circle these beautiful nature spirits. And the fairies are asking for a question. They want one of you to type a question. All of you type a question, whatever you want. Make it a bigger question, okay? A bigger question that they can jump into and expand using this illumination energy. Okay, well, the one that's coming to me is the energies of, I think Lisa said, I wonder if they're telling us we're supported and we just don't speak their language. All right. So if anyone else has a question they want to type in, go for it. However, in the moment, this is what's coming. So let's see what they have to say. So I'm drawing this from the Fairy Oracle by Lucy Cavendish. Mine's in Spanish, but it's a very beautiful, beautiful fairy deck. You might want to check it out. And I have several fairy decks, so very specific when a particular one comes here. I have a dragon fairy one as well, but Cartas Oraculo. All right, so we are in our sacred circle and we draw down the moon. So as you are becoming familiar with this sacred circle and this beautiful temple that our moon goddesses have created, Luna, Selena, Ishel, all of the beautiful divine moon maidens circling us, holding their full moon globes and spheres in front of them. They now release them and they're like floating up around us. We're all in the center of this beautiful circle. There are glowing lights everywhere. It's like fairies, glowing, sparkling. They seem to be coming from the earth. They're like earth fairies. They're coming up around us. And now breathe yourself completely into the circle. I am that I am, and I am magical, and I am divine. And I seek my truth now, and I walk as a ritual to the divine with every breath and every step. And now see, sense, and give yourself permission to fully step into our sacred circle. Thank you. Welcome, goddess. Welcome, priestess. Welcome, sage. Welcome, wise one. Welcome, beautiful lover, visionary, seer. Welcome, artist. Welcome, divine mother. Welcome, oracles. Welcome, teachers. Welcome to dream walkers and dream weavers. Welcome to the diviner within you that is here to seek your truth in the full moon. We call on the dragons of the full moon and the earth, the greenwood dragon of this divine year, this powerful energy that is helping us to build a structure so that next year, when everything really melts, we have our foundation in place. This is a sacred full moon. This is a special portal. And this incredible critical degree, opening an archway of completion, intense, because it's a completion of so many lives. We ask that these beautiful fairies, that these realms of magic through time and space that speak to our cells, that speak to our DNA, we call on our ancient DNA, we call on our wisdom schools, we call on the hearts, the love, the light of all of those lives that we've lived. We call on our soul families to meet in this sacred space, in the light of the full moon. We expand and indulge in this party together. Let us indulge in enjoying each other in comfort and grace. Let us desire and drink from the wisdom and knowledge, all the aspects and facets of the divine soul that you are. Now, we welcome the wisdom. We call on the Fae, honored to be awakened, honored to feel one again with your family, with your lineage, with your magic, with your truth, with your perspective on life that no one understands now. And as you do, you embody it. You become sovereign because you can no longer think the way you were told, the way you were conditioned. You are free because you must flow with the magic. You must flow. And Green Man has come to us from the Fey realm, the sacred masculine within the trees, within the forests, within the nature, the door of the Green Man. This is representing the doors to the fairies, the cycles of the year, the wheel of the year, the power spots, the moments of the year that represent from full moons to solstices, to equinoxes and beyond, like the currents in the earth that change and shift and have different energies. They move through her body, they move through your body. They go in cycles through 30 days, through a year or more. All cycles are honored by this beautiful fairy. There's a doorway appearing now in front of you. Green Man, the beautiful face of leaves. He covers this beautiful door, and there's a fairy. She's laying inside of this gorgeous door knocker hanging from Green Man's mouth. It is the circle of the full moon. She's laying within it. Beautiful, slender, tall. Her gorgeous reddish hair flows down, 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 and opens doors, saying, now you have access to Earth and to the cosmos, to the galactic realms and lives and lineages, and the star child and the star seed and the star dust, and the perspectives and the wisdom of all those other places there within you. And now the cycle has come around, full turn, and this door is opening in this sacred moment. In the earth beneath you, the sacred earth magic, grounded in the body, drawing in the divine energies of the stars and your soul and your purpose through the crown into the body, more embodied, becoming the tree, becoming the green growth, letting the green dragon hold you, blending together with this divine guide. 44, 4 directions, meeting in this moment, meeting the infinite, opening a door beyond all imaginings. This is why it is a critical degree, because we are holding a door that is not just a door to the fairy realm, because you do not want to go there. This is a door that goes into time, into space. It is a door that goes to a you that you have not seen before, that you've never encountered. It is here to allow you union and reunion. This is a ceremony for you. This is a promise you made. This is the ripening of a relationship with a new you, a magical you. There will be the fear to not move forward because of the retribution and pain in the past. Yes, they agree with that. And Green Man says, that is not important anymore. You are protected. I am the spirit of the forest, the trees and the leaves and all nature things. But the fairy realms also are here, and they know where the door is. I am the essence of the sacred masculine, because I have the door, I have the structure, I have found the point in space for your soul to meet this beautiful moment. 3 of your lives, 3 of your aspects, 3 of your wisdom schools are meeting here. This is your graduation from 3 soul lineages and permission now to move to the next level. Perhaps moving from novice to apprentice or apprentice to master. What is that you must accept this divine masculine, this sacred structure, to hold a profoundly safe space for you so you can be free once more. The love you can feel by celebrating this union of earth and sky, of your sacred feminine and sacred masculine, the divine masculine within nature, the divine feminine, the divine mother, the divine fae. You see how the magical realms, the crystal realms, the earth, the plants, the trees, the air, the sun, the moon, the waters, every element of divine sacred earth magic comes together. We are balanced. You are not used to the wild masculine in a sacred way. It is soft, strong, protective, and it is what creates the pillar of light that you can be within, between earth and sky, between body and mind, between body, mind, and spirit, soul, between ego and purpose. Now, my love, be bathed in flowers, shade, and feel the ripeness of your heart. This moment is a sacred ceremony. Permit this. Allow the associations, receive the gratitude, receive the honors. You have succeeded. You're stepping into fertile ground. The fundamentals are done. Your roots are indestructible now. You have everything you need to step into the next phase, to unite with the sacred masculine in earth and to accept the path. Please walk as a ritual. Give yourself the sacred path every day. This is a new love, a love of you, a love of your body, a love of your purpose, sanctifying yourself in every moment because of the importance you carry, the power that you have. Whether you believe it or not, you affect all, the breath, the air, the water, the earth. You infect or uplift, you rejuvenate or draw down. Do not act innocent anymore. Now, you have rediscovered your soulmate, the part of you that can stand through thick and thin, through up and down. There's no need to hide anymore. Bring out your rituals, bring out your wisdom, bring out your sacredness, and allow yourself to dance with the realms, the fairies. Allow this now. Yes, we are communicating with you all the time, whether you're actually in nature's or not. Whether you're standing and honoring a tree or passing it, thinking about 1,000 other things than the sacred being you've just walked through, their aura. Perhaps you felt the desire to touch a tree. Perhaps you felt the call of roots to sit within. Perhaps you know the sacred spot where the energies of Divine Mother Earth, whether it's her crystal vortexes or her stones, whether it's her shells and her sands, whether it's her inner waters and wells, whether it is the sky, the rainbow, the clouds, all life in form and out, from the jaguar and the iguana to the bear and the deer, from the fairies, the goddesses, the gods, the divine realms, from the nature, devas, and essences. We are one, and we are illuminated in this beautiful party together. Please accept, accept, accept. Namaste. Feel very powerful. Very, very powerful. Thank you so much. What a gorgeous message. That is for all of us. It felt so resonant, and I want you to breathe it, feel it, keep your eyes closed, and really receive the energies. Allow them to go to the deepest places within you to communicate, download as aligned to your highest good. Now, Luna Marie, our beautiful goddess, Aries, what can we look at internally that will give the greatest expansion globally and energetically and etherically? Fantastic. So let's all hold that. So we're asking to see internally that which will give the greatest expansion to us on all levels, collective and individual, global, from energy, mental, physical, emotional, auric, relational, financial, through this time and space and all lives. We have two that have come out from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms book by Colette Baron Reed. And I'll share the back with you because it's kind of fun seeing the reflection, the moon. Here we are in the full moon, so I can see why these called to us. So one of them is, we have to do this, the sacred union. That's exactly what the green man just said, that marriage of the sacred masculine and feminine within you. Wow, the sacred union, partnership, perhaps romance. You don't have to take this literally. It's a very beautiful picture of kind of a medieval romance. That this is about the sacred union, all right? So I want you to take this outside the romance, unless that is very relevant to you, and say, this is you falling in love with yourself. This is the sacred masculine aspect of you that you want to marry, that you want to become one with, that you want to unite with as an individual of both sides of you, standing strong in sacred. Beautiful. That's such a beautiful compliment to the other message. Thank you. And the other one is the Shadow Queen, acquiring knowledge, insecurity, and manipulation. 16. This one was 27, which is 9, and 16, which is 7. And just seeing if there's anything else in here that's relevant. So this is this is so interesting. It looks just like what happened in my session this morning. A lady in a cape, a brown cape, holding something that's just really bright light, like bright light, deep in a forest, a green sort of tall tree forest, dark dress on. She's on a path of leaves. No one else is there. There's shadows around, but she's shining a light above her. You cannot see her eyes. You can see the light shining on her chin, her nose, and her chest, her throat. This is relevant, right? Because what they're saying is, look at where the light is. It's up here, and then it's shining right here on the throat chakra, this whole nose, ear area, which is where the throat connects to the third eye. Everything else is in the darkness, and this is a sign of lighting our path. So what can we look at internally that will give the greatest expansion is the shadow. Okay, so she's the Shadow Queen, and she's here to shine her light to help walk us through. Interestingly, we're in the full moon, but looking internally at the shadow is a perfect time to take the full moon and acquire knowledge, face your insecurities and manipulation that has been done to you. And I believe that aligns with the earlier message that we're having, that it's no longer okay to hold ourselves back based on these fears and superstitions and these horrific things that have been done, basically brainwashed, tortured, threatened throughout time, to not allow our powers of the divine to come through. So I think that has something to do with it, but I want to look up a little bit more, and then we will close up here. Beautiful. How beautiful is this? So she's an ally, it says here. And as an ally, she tells you that too many of the details hidden behind your circumstances prevent you from moving forward quickly at this time. And it is a critical degree. So we want to take this guidance in that I have come with a lantern to help shed light on what is concealed within you and your situation. Perfect. This is the time to wait for more to be revealed. If you lack clarity and knowledge of how to proceed, educate yourself. I want to say strengthen your intentions and dig deep to gain the strength that you have and the courage to ask someone in the know to shed light on your circumstances. I promise to send that person to you. This is beautiful. We have the Shadow Queen. This is an embodiment of the divine. This is quite possibly something that you studied, you connected to Luna Marie. And moon goddesses, moon energy goddess, tracking the moon, which is something I do, is very much about going in and out of the dark and light and accepting both of them and embodying both of them and loving both of them. So this is very important. She also says that she's challenging you to very gently to address your innermost character flaws with compassion and your wounded self and bring your hidden agendas to light. So we're looking for our hidden agendas in the shadow. And she's going to shed light on those circumstances for us. How beautiful. I want to say thank you for that energy and see what we're going to close with now. Beautiful. All right. So as we wind now these coils of divine light from these messengers and these messages, and thank you to the Shadow Queen for shining the light and helping us to see what we can do internally that's going to ripple out from us. And now we see as a group, supported by the Fae, these magical realms, supported by Green Man, supported by the sacred union of our sacred masculine and feminine coming together to twine within us, to receive and expand and connect to these, to expand, to be able to manage these, to ask for this upgrade to go within ourselves. And we call on the divine dragons, the dragon realms now that are working so powerfully. We wish for your guidance. We wish for you to come into the full moon, to bring us the wisdom, the magic, the power, and the energy to see what you're building, to trust in you, to understand that we can receive more guidance from you. We're ready and willing to open a channel of dragon divination here and now in this sacred moon. Namaste. This is a horse dragon, a horse and a dragon that likes to run, a dragon that has long, tall legs and has a body like a horse, but these huge wings and this enormous, very long, thin neck that comes into this beautiful, very feminine, almost thin horse head, almost like a fairy, like a horse dragon fairy. There's a tall, thin, luminous essence to this being. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're ready and willing and open and receptive to receive this download, this healing, and your wisdom to assist us through this very important and critical moment. We ask, accept, and receive with great, great gratitude that we release all blocks to the guidance, love, and energy that will support the optimal path and allow me to move through these critical completions to meet the most optimal me in these next few days. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Almost like a Pegasus, a very tall, thin, see-through almost, but very clear to see, luminous, light, horse, fairy, dragon. So tall that the belly is 3 times as tall as your head. And she bows to you. She's covered in little scrolls of pastel blues and pinks and small, almost like a frosting, more like frosting than jewels, like little curlicues and very pastel, beautiful unicorn-like energies. Are you a unicorn? No. Are you dragon? Yes. Are you dragon fae? Yes. Dragon fae. And what realm do you live in? Live in the forests of the enchanted realms that are where? Most of them are deep in the Celtic forests. They also live in Germany, in Norway, and all the way up through parts of Russia and Finland. There's also parts of maybe Estonia and the really upper levels of Greece, in the mountains where Mount Olympus is. And we've really spent a lot of time being with the pantheon of what you call gods. We are eternal in our age because we do not have any idea of what you are doing within a time structure, because we don't have that physical body. And you are sensing and seeing us right now because of these very special energies, and because your soul has made this agreement and we've agreed to bring our unique magic. So enjoy it. I'm lifting you up to climb onto my back so that we may lift up and soar, soft pastel glowing lights, gently lifting you higher and higher. And now you soar above, feeling one, like you are becoming this light, becoming this soft pastels, sparkling and scrolling. You are becoming long and thin and tall, and you leave behind your old body, and you're reborn over and over like little pods, little seeds, shedding again and again and again and again and again. And now you are in the moon. You've entered the full moon. The door has opened and you are in the full moon. Everything is this divine glowing energy. Everything is bathed in harmony. Everything is bathed in full color, divine spectrum. The loving, soft energies of integration and healing, the ability to receive the past, the pain, to integrate and accept it. She has something like a bucket in her mouth. She keeps lifting up very high and showing you this big silver bucket or pewter bucket, just an outdoor bucket, not a fancy bucket, but it's just like it's in her mouth and she keeps throwing it up and doesn't seem to have anything in it. Spit it out. Spit it out, 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 spit it out. You're clamped down almost like a horse that has that bit in the mouth and then is tortured and tied into this whole thing around the head and across the chakras and the energy points, and pulling back in the mouth and not allowing you to express, to run free. This is like what's here. And it's like a bucket that you're holding clamped down with your energetic mouth. And you can't speak your truth because you're holding this bucket. And there's nothing in the bucket anymore. You've cleaned the shit. You've released the shit, but you're still holding the bucket because you were told to. So now you get to reach into my realms, and we're going to drop that bucket and soar. The freedom and strength of a horse, the Sagittarius energies. Yes, thank you. Of the centaur, the magical realms of the moon. These are all yours. Drop the bucket. Throw your head back. I free myself from the vows and agreements to limit my powers. I open to the channels of divination. I'm ready to seek my truth. I'm ready to walk every day as a ritual to the divine. I care for myself as sacred. I care for all that I do, touch, believe in, choose as divine, as sacred. And this is who I am. And this is what I am. And I enter now this timeline in my body, and I come back into the sacred circle. And I thank all of these realms as this circle is now freed and open, yet unbroken. I allow this beautiful energies of these divine guides and the full moon to go with me in every breath and every step. And so it is, and so it is. I drop the bucket, and so it is. And I drop the bucket, and so it is. I unclench. I unclench. I unclench. Open your mouth. Stretch it as wide as you can. Stretch your neck. Move it. Move your neck in a circle in both directions. Give permission for your voice to flow free. To let go of the bit of conditioning, to free your entire head of restriction, of your currents. Now you are free. You are light. You are the moon. You are a dance of the divine feminine. Walk and talk this way. Ask to connect to your lineages, to embody these sacred secrets and magic. Tell no one of your magic and your truth until you know that you are ready to be seen. In the meantime, do your work in your sacred places. Know in your heart that you are sacred, and keep secret the truth that is waking up within you. There's power in silence, introspection, integration. You must honor yourself and all that is happening, because the becoming you're going to be asked to be soon will be stepping far out of your comfort zone. And this is the time. This is the time to indulge, to nourish, to love. Thank you. Thank you, my beloveds. I thank you so much. We've got to move on. These always end up so long, but they're so precious and beautiful, and I love it. I love you, and I'm just playing with these energies. Please share with me what you saw, what you felt. Thank you for sharing this space and helping to co-create the connection. I am from a Fae lineage, and I've loved it massively on and off. I haven't spoken about it much at all, I realized. And it's come back, of course, because of Avalon, because of the beautiful work we're doing with all of the magic people and all the magic places that we're going to be going to, and the work we're doing with the land and the fairies and remembering our lineages. So I'm excited to see you in the magical realms. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Namaste. And make sure that you check out here in the channel tomorrow or Friday. I guess it is tomorrow. We're going to talk with Morgan Le Fay, and she is perfect for what we're talking about, and perfect for this full moon energy, and perfect for right after that critical degree, because Morgan Le Fay is one of those goddesses. She's a fairy queen. She's an actual historical person, as well as in many, many stories of legend. She's King Arthur's half-sister. She's the one that initiated him into the goddess realm, then was trained by the same priestess and Merlin as Arthur, and a lot of other aspects to her. She's one of the fates, the three fates that just help structure and decide your destiny. And she's going to tell us about how your fate or your destiny does not have to be dictated by being misunderstood. So she is one of those very iconic sacred feminine archetypes and essences embodied in many different cultures. In the goddess cultures, we adore her, we love her, we work with her, we respect her. She is the embodiment of the priestess, of taking the power, owning the power that you have committed to a sacred path, that nothing is going to get in your way because there's nothing more important to your commitment to your sacred path, the goddess or whatever it is. And that sacred path requires your strength and your courage to keep staying on your path, not allowing other people's agendas or opinions or fears or these old vows that we talked about to stop you. She's been extremely misunderstood, demonized, and misaligned, and she has a strength and a wisdom that doesn't come from just being sort of like a glowing fairy godmother. It's from deep organic wisdom and earth magic and understanding of the goddess traditions, especially the Celtic ones and the ones here, the sacred stones, the work with the sacred fae realms, which were literal people walking around, very tall in that tradition, and the aspect of being blamed so misunderstood and twisted that your reputation, or at least your willingness to express who you are, has been crushed. Okay. And actually want to look at this. So if you still want to hang out, give me a second here. So being authentically you. This is what I'm talking about with the soul lineages. Or what do you feel called to? Do you feel called to learn energy medicine, to take your psychotherapy practice and add hypnosis or homeopathy, or do house clearings, or remember the sacred ways of using chimes and music and herbs to help or heal or uplift people or bless people, or I don't know. This is like a time to critical decision time, right? When you can be like, I'm going to really step through this. And that means you have to accept who you are. You have to accept even when others have criticized you, to go back to your true self within. So being authentic despite criticism, misunderstanding, and judgment towards yourself and from others, as you accept your magical nature and awakening divination powers. So Morgan is a powerful holy woman trained in the goddess path on the Isle of Avalon by the Lady of the Lake, usually Vivienne. And we will be working with her mystical powers as we awaken our truth-seeking powers of divination, and when we are in Glastonbury in October as well. So we've spoken with Merlin, we've spoken with the Lady of the Lake, and now we're going to speak with Morgan. Then we're going to speak with more and more of the sacred waters, or the dragons, or the other goddesses, or the other energies, or the stones in this area. And so this is a series that we're doing that is, if you listen, bringing through the wisdom of these people, these times, these sacred beings who are guides to us, that say, I know what it's like, and here's what you do with that energy. Okay. And so I loved Chris made me a lot of images of Morgan, and she has a beautiful wand over here that got covered up. So we're going to dive into that, and that may be a really good energy for the full moon. Okay, my dears, thank you so much, and have a beautiful and blessed day. Ciao.